Raising Christmas trees is a year-round job for Virginia growers, but the hot, sweaty work in the summer pays off months later.
We learned that you do a lot of the pruning early in the morning and late in the evening, and you can do a lot of the mowing at different times of the day. So it's something that you may be saying, yeah, it's really hot and humid, but it's something that we learned just how to manage that.
Ryan Klaus is the current president of the Virginia Christmas Tree Growers Association. Summer is when trees are shaped into their traditional conical form by trimming, and the grass always has to be cut. His family tree farm started as an FFA project in 1977, and they do all the labor themselves to save money. It's been a good investment for them.
The live Christmas tree industry has seen a boom here in recent years, especially with the choose and cut operations. They've really increased the business, and it's something that we saw a huge boon during the COVID epidemic. It was something that folks wanted to get out of their houses and go visit, have fresh air, and spend the time with their families. So we've seen a market increase in the past couple of years, and we see that as being a good thing to continue into the future.
Eric Biebighauser of Havenwood Farms certainly hopes live Christmas trees remain popular. He started planting them 10 years ago and hopes to start selling in 2023. His farm is close enough to the Washington, D.C. market that he's expecting a lot of customers.
I know that pine trees especially require trimming during the summer, but we don't grow any pines. All of ours are firs and spruces. And you can trim those into the fall without any serious implication on how the tree looks or performs the next year. So I usually wait until it's a little cooler. But the more trees we have, and we now have about 17,000 in the ground here, the more work there is every year to do the trimming. And so this year I'm planning to start a little earlier before it cools off too much, just so I can get ahead of it.
Like other farmers, Christmas tree growers worry about changing market demand and production costs.
And we'll go through.
Klaus and Biebighauser say the current high inflation rate hasn't hit too hard yet, especially since they can spread their expenses over the 8 to 10 years it takes to raise a tree to market size. And while maintaining the trees is hard work, it has a special appeal.
The reason I do this is because the labor that goes into operating a farm like this kind of balances my soul. To me, this is freedom. My day job is usually sitting in front of a computer screen, or I'm on phone calls, and so the chance to get outside and do some physical labor really is a healthy balance for me. But we're also investing in our future. And every bit of energy and investment and time and money that we put into the farm feels like it's going to pay a return someday. And so my personal dream is to retire from my day job and be a full-time Christmas tree farmer.
Our season goes all year long. I mean, we have fertilizer applications in the winter. We do some cutting out of trees that aren't pre-min trees, and then we'll start into planting in the spring, and then we'll go into the mowing and the trimming throughout the summer times and even into the fall.
Every summer, the Virginia Christmas Tree Growers Association holds a competition among members, and the winner gets bragging rights and the chance to supply a tree for the Virginia Executive Mansion that season. That's one reason to join the association, but there's also a strong camaraderie among Christmas tree growers.
One thing we do recommend to other individuals looking to get into the industry is visit with multiple other operations, because it's something that we find individuals that get into it don't realize the time commitment, they don't realize the management that's needed for the trees, and it's something that we in the industry want to see them succeed.
It's been a bit comforting to me to talk to other Christmas tree farmers and realize that that process of learning and experimenting really never ends. And no matter how long people have been growing Christmas trees, there's a new challenge almost every year. So it's comforting to know that I'm not alone in experiencing those challenges.
Of course, the big payoff comes at the end of the year when the sales begin and trees begin to leave the farm. At Pine Hill Farm, they have a full agri-tourism operation for families to enjoy, including a reindeer train.
Going out and having the folks walk from one side of the farm to another is great exercise, but it's something that we think when they bring their dogs and other family members, just something that they're going to remember when they're sitting around Thanksgiving dinner table and Christmas dinner table all throughout the year. They're going to say, remember when we went to the tree farm and found this tree. It was the first one we saw, but we had to go half a mile to find that original tree.
It's a wholesome, enterprise that I think a lot of people can relate to. And so that's been a reward in and of itself, to share our story and our vision of, building a barn, putting the trees in the ground, having a place for people to come and make those memories. And to be a part of that in many years to come is definitely a big reward in our minds.
Demand for fresh-cut Christmas trees has been strong the past few years, so it pays to plan ahead. If you want to find a Virginia Christmas tree grower near you, check their website, virginiachristmastrees.org. In Clark County, Virginia, I'm Ricky Gibson reporting.